question I have for you is, do you find that people are coming to you asking you for the magic bullet, saying, give me the best ETFs to invest in to get the best returns over time, when in reality, it's really important you do your own research, because you might have an index ETF that tracks the ASX, but we know there's a whole variety of different ETFs that track that index.
Yep.
So the A200 or Vanguard Australian shares. So and they all charge different fees. They're very different. The VAS index tracks 300, the top 300 ASX stocks, where your A200 is only the top 200. So, someone going into that, they need to almost have their own objectives cemented
Yes.
before you can help them with determining the best investments for them.
Yeah, and to answer that, and a deal kind of manages the client experience once people come on board. I spend a lot of my time at the front end with clients, and so to your very initial point on that is, we'll deliberately not take on someone that doesn't want to sort of engage in holistic advice. Not if they're coming to say, hey, I've got this much money, I just want you to find me the best investment. We just don't it, there's plenty of people out there that can help with that. It just doesn't gel with the way we work. We want to understand the person and the life that they want to live, and the goals that they're working towards, which for some people, like, it's hard for them to conceptualize the importance of that. It's like, yeah, I get the goal stuff, but just tell me how to make money. And if that's the mindset, that's fine, but we're not your people, we're not the right people for you. And then when it comes to what to invest in, it's about the fourth or fifth meeting that the client has with us. Once we've got clear on their goals, then we've understood their cash flows and their assets. Then we start talking about what the right investment strategies are. But we do that from the context of knowing what goals they're trying to achieve, and also what their values are, what's important to them. And so when you bring those three things together, then the right investment strategies just make logical sense, because that's the strategies that's going to help achieve that objective, and it's built around what it is that people value. And some people have a more of an affinity with the share market, others with property, others don't care. They just want the outcome, and they're happy to be guided by us on that. In many respects, like, the way clients engage with us in that way is different from client to client based on their interest and expertise. So, but you're exactly right, Hayden, is that when you're drilling into whether the nature of what portfolio you put together, it's contextual to the goals that they're trying to achieve. And I'd say some of that's the noise. And we've got, when we work with clients, we've got different ways in which we can manage portfolios for people, from just pure low cost index to more bespoke theme-based asset allocation strategies. But it's very much dependent on what the client is going to gel with best, because the best strategy is the one you're going to stick to. It's a bit like, again, it's a bit like dieting. All the diets work in their own way. You stick to them. But there's the fact that they all work. Some will have very evangelistic perspectives of one of them at the expense of all the others. That's not our style with investment strategies. There's many different investment strategies that work if you stick to it.
Just to add to that, Hayden, I would say the reason we kind of we don't start with giving people the answer which they're looking for. Like, that's the thing. It's like people get frustrated that they just want an answer to your earlier question. Is like, yeah, just tell me what to invest in, what to do. One of the reasons we find through our experience and through our own personal experience is the fact that no investing journey is going to be, every investing journey is going to be volatile.
Yeah.
It's at the times of volatility is that when you have to anchor back and say, why am I doing it? Because most people actually are not successful in investing because they don't have a real why. They're just investing because that's what people around them are telling them to do. And they cannot stomach the volatility, be it property, shares, whatever you want to go down the path. And they will just unwind that particular strategy, because then they don't know why they invested in that in the first place. And hence we focus so much on kind of trying to understand them as a person, their values, their goals. And then whatever strategy it ends up being, we are of course going to give you investment advice. We are of course going to give you specific things to talk about, but it's only when we can if we can give it to you in the context of your life and your goals, there's a greater chance you will stick to the strategy. You'll be able to go through the volatility and actually realize the value of that investment. That's the reason why we kind of focus so much on it. And that's how we tie all of this together.